Hello, my name is Namdi today, and for this assignment, I'll be going over the various economic, social, and legal issues in virtual worlds. There are many current issues at hand in our society, though at the front of many problems lay a certain invention that was only conceived of in the last century. Though regardless of that fact, what we call the internet has drastically changed society in such a short time. With this comes a lot of problems, which are the rise of anti-intellectualism, echo chambers, isolation, loneliness, and other issues similarly. In this presentation, I'll be going over all of these. This is a little brief history of the internet, and its creation started with the creation of the ARPANET, which was created by the United States government in the 20th century. And its primary focus from this creation was to provide reliable, decentralized communication network for government-funded researchers, as well as the development of the internet came slowly with the start of this creation, and then all at once with development in new technologies and the advent of personal computers becoming more widespread. Anti-intellectualism. In this aspect, regarding anti-intellectualism, this has been an ongoing issue for many different avenues that don't just include the internet. Though one cannot argue that the internet has had a big role in spurring on many anti-intellectual ideas and movements. An important instance that comes to mind for me is during the time of COVID, regardless of people's own personal opinions on the matter, there was so many misinformation from many communities online with how the virus worked, when it started, how it spread, etc. A study from the National Library of Medicine that was published in 2022 by a number of authors, and it's called The Impact of Misinformation on the COVID-19 Pandemic. In this study, it goes over the fact that misinformation as a whole can be especially dangerous and it can create further burdens on society when it comes to controlling crises and important information. During this time as well, the article claims some examples include the association of face masks and CO2 toxicity, conspiracy theories related to Bill Gates, and discussions related to the various non-approved drugs for COVID-19. In this portion of the presentation, I'll be talking about echo chambers, that and the damage that they are causing across our society from the internet and the virtual worlds people often participate in. From the creation of the internet, there's always been avenues for communication amongst people, either with similar goals, ideas, or interests and hobbies, and music, and many would gather around in different chat rooms or online boards and congregate often. Now that trend still follows today, except it's more effective per se because now on social media, you have large algorithms that are able to constantly feed you communities and information that you agree with, and many of the people in these communities share similar values, ideas, etc. Thus, this is where the problem arises. If you have a community of people who believe in the same ideas and beliefs, and your personal diet of information that is shown to you as ideas that you already believe in, at this point, you're now in an echo chamber. This causes a lot of issues, though, in that it would be very hard for individual that participates in these groups to see any information that contradicts or disagrees with their worldview that they have. As a result of this phenomenon, many people in society are not informed on complex topics and have little ability to think in a nuanced way, and from this, it leads to undesirable outcomes. Some of these outcomes that come from the fact that as someone who spends more time in echo chambers, the opinions that can arise are not subject to any legitimate criticism from others who disagree. From this, consequences arise that include very harmful beliefs such as red pills, incels, and groups like these that also foster anti-intellectualism, often as a side effect, and that coincides with the topic of anti-intellectualism, which I spoke about earlier in its importance. With all the issues that I've gone over thus far, another one that ties into them is isolation. This problem can arise due to the other topics I listed earlier, or independent of these issues. I listed, though regardless, this is an ongoing problem currently in society as a result of virtual worlds and echo chambers. Isolation is seemingly very common for many people currently due to different conditions that have arisen, though part of this phenomenon, at the very least, has come from the internet and what it often entails. In this presentation, I went over various thereafter effects of what the creation of the internet caused and what changes that has caused overall in society currently. As well, I went over echo chambers, their participants, and the effects that they have on society currently in the relation to many consequences such as loneliness, depression, antisocial behaviors, and anti-intellectualism. These differing effects have thereafter effects on society, and I believe that this presentation and this essay I was able to explain that. These are the references.